All right, so I agree with the claim of how like wordless scenes can be very impactful and very emotional in a way, and I do think that there can be a lot of communication without using words, of course. After watching the movie and kind of reading the reading and all that stuff, I really strongly agree with that claim. Two examples I came up with from the film are when Durga and Apu ran to see the train. They weren't talking at all during them like running to see the train, but I do think it's like a very heavy scene, and it does, although there is no verbal communication, I do think there's a lot of communication in that scene, kind of showing how like they don't need the words. The lack of communication verbally allows for the audience to kind of feel what the characters are feeling a lot more. So when they're running to see the train and they actually see it, I think that it's a very heavy scene, and it really allows the audience to really feel what the characters are feeling when they go to see it. Another example that I came up with after watching the film is the silent grief after Durga's death. I think that, it shows gestures, body language, things like that, and it really like, again, just because there's no words, it really allows the viewer, which I guess was us, me in this time, and I think that it really allows you to kind of feel the grief that the characters were feeling after Durga's death. It just feels like heavier and stronger, like the emotions are heavier. I think a film that I can relate this to, the whole like wordless communication, would be the movie Jaws, one of my favorite movies, the shark movie. I think at the dinner table, the father and son, they are able to use like nonverbal communication, but they're still able to, they're like, they're reading each other, like the way they look at each other, and certain different nonverbal communication tactics really allow the viewers to kind of feel what's going on. I think it relates to the film because they both use physical gestures rather than verbal gestures to communicate and to allow the viewer to really feel what they're feeling. And I think it really, the wordless communication within films really allows the audience to feel more connected, and it's more of an intimate feeling watching the film. And yeah, I think the wordless communication, I strongly agree that it can make people feel a certain way, and I think when done correctly, it's really beneficial in certain films and certain scenes. Thank you.